Got a bunch of things I want to cover today. Let's do some quick congratulations as though. Heather had a closing yesterday. Congratulations. Markia put a listing under contract yesterday. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Greta, did anything develop from what you thought you might happen in the morning yesterday?
Yeah, I'm under contract.
Oh my gosh.
Woo!
Here's the wine wagon.
Finally.
Congratulations. Oh my goodness. This has been a long time coming. Good
Yeah.
for you. Congratulations. Brittany, I believe this is her first or second time with us on the call. She's new to KW and new to productivity coaching. So let's make her feel at home as well.
Thank you.
And we got a couple, let's see, two people on the call today who were the 5 top contributors for the contest yesterday. So please make sure I've texted you guys individually and privately, but please make sure if you're able to pop on to the team meeting today. Liz and Greta will be recognized with 3 others for your participation in the video texting challenge. And you should be given a professional videography session, I guess you would call it, from what's his first name? The head of Shelter Mortgage's son is a videographer. So he's going to be the one. He's done some videos for the leadership team, Aubrey, and some recruiting stuff for us. And he'll be doing offering you guys some type of kind of intro package. So congratulations to you guys as well. And every time I look at the results page, I see like a new piece of business that Ebony's got. So you keep up that good work too. Okay. I was just on with Kimberly a second ago, and I just want to answer one of the questions she asked publicly, because I'm sure you guys are up against the same stuff. And I welcome your commentary, especially Candace. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are with this question too. Oh, here's another one of our winners. Kathy is gonna, well, she can't hear me yet. I'll wait till she can hear me. Okay, so when we're sitting down with sellers, all right, Kathy, congratulations. You're gonna be getting a video package today. I am super grateful for your hard work last week and your commitment to your business and stepping out of your comfort zone and getting out there and making work happen. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And Bill,
Okay.
I got on a little late, but I wanted to say congratulations to those of you who showed up. But even for those of you who showed up once or twice, celebrate that. That's a win. So congratulations to everybody.
100%, 100%. There was like a little bit, I haven't told you this, Candace, there's like a little bit of miscommunication between the, what do you call it? Between Kathy and Candace and myself. I don't know where it happened, but I think she was only planning to give 1 video package, but she's going to give 5 now because somebody heard something differently. I don't know, but you got the 5 winners are going to get a video package. So make sure that you are incredibly grateful and communicate your gratitude to Kathy for this opportunity, and do your best. Give her a shot. Okay, she will match other loan worksheets. She will go to bat for your clients. She has saved a number of our clients or our agents' transactions when their other buyers lenders couldn't get it done. So I'll say this again publicly at the team meeting, but Kathy Vitale is top notch. Give her an opportunity, get to know her and her team and how they can help you guys. Okay. Okay. So Kimberly asked me a question a little earlier today about what do we say when we're up against people like, you know, the Duffys of the world, Duffy Realty, who's a a discount broker, and somebody like Mark Spain, who's got the billboards everywhere and that kind of stuff. The fact of the matter is like, I wouldn't necessarily put anything in writing, like if you hire Mark Spain, you get this, versus me, you get this. Or Duffy, you know, this is what you get, and this is what you don't get, and this is what I'll do it if Duffy doesn't do it, kind of thing. But I believe you can address those challenges when you're in there at the appointment, simply by asking them what's the stuff that's most important to you. So I'll give you an example. When we were in Bold, they say, if you're a solo agent and you're up against interviewing teams, you can talk about um, some of the shortcomings of working with a team, right? Hey, you're never going to talk to the same person. You call in and you get this guy to do the showing and this guy to do the offer and this guy to do contract to close. And then this guy shows up. You never know who you're supposed to talk to, right? And a solo agent can use that can put that out there to say, hey, I'm going to be the one managing everything. I'll be your point person. You just have to call me, right? If you work with a team, you're going to get shuffled all over the place. What they're not really telling you is you're going to get shuffled to the expert, right? So if the person who's in charge of contract to close, they got 50 files and they know exactly what they're doing. Nothing's going to slip through the cracks. It's just a matter of the prospect may prefer to work with one contact person. So if you're a solo agent and you're going to be the contact person for all the different interactions, then you can highlight that. And if they've got some reservations about getting shuffled with, all the different people, like let's say the Peters team, you're going to talk to a contract to close person and a marketing person, a listings manager, and all that stuff. There's some people that might not like that, right? If you're on a team and you're at that appointment and they say, well, what about this other agent? I'm a little apprehensive about getting shuffled from person to person if you're telling me you're not going to be the point person. Say, well, would you be more happy if you were, your point person was on another appointment and couldn't address your need, right? Or, if it's only one person, they can only be one place at a time. So what happens if they're off showing one buyer and I need something? You see what I'm saying? So you can always express what you do and then bring to light the things that may be problematic with their other option. Does that make sense? Now, I would be a little reluctant to put something in writing that says, Duffy does these 7 things and we do these 450 things. I don't think I'd put that in writing. But for example, you might say, hey, well, if the seller says, well, I'm interviewing Duffy as well, say, great, I would expect you to interview other companies, right? This is a big decision you're about to make. So let me ask you a couple questions. One of the things that I hear the most struggles with working with a company that's not a full service agent, right? We got to be really careful with how we speak about other brokerages. Really, really careful. Is to say, have you gotten a very specific list of all the tasks that they do and all the things that they're telling you they do not do? So they have is my understanding, they basically have an a la carte menu. So like if you want, contract negotiation, you have to pay a little extra for that. If you want, vendor referrals, you got to pay a little bit extra for that. If you want to borrow the lockbox, you got to pay a little extra for that. So you can't just go in there and say, hey, Duffy's not going to negotiate the contract for you. You got to ask the question to say, hey, so let me walk you through a little bit of the process. So you're going to get the calls. Are you the one receiving the calls, or is Duffy the one receiving the calls? Right? Are you the one that's showing the appointments, or is Duffy the one orchestrating that? Are you the one that's in charge of follow-up, or is Duffy the one doing that? Are you the one that is, sending out the disclosure statements, or is Duffy the one doing that? Are you the one that's going to answer any questions from the other agent, or is Duffy just going to send an email that's not particularly personalized and may not be able to pick up on the nuances of communication that your buyer or buyer's agents may have, right? Is Duffy available for contacts 24/7, right? A lot of times they're not available on the weekend, right? Are they going to negotiate with you, right? Or are they going to leave that completely up to you? Have you seen a copy of the email that they send out to buyer prospects? It ain't that nice. Let me tell you something. Okay. It's like, we don't talk to you on the weekends. Talk to the seller. We'll see you at closing. Right. It's not that impressive. So if you ask those questions, we've recorded this, you can jot them down and say them over and over again. If you're asking the questions, what you're basically doing is highlighting all the work that they're going to be doing because their broker's not going to be doing it, right? So that's one direction. Mark Spain's different. Mark Spain's a full service real estate company, right? The only issue with Mark is you're never going to meet Mark. So if you think that you're getting Mark Spain's, he don't know who you are. You don't know a lick about your property, right? He's going to go send out agents that have agreed to work on his team to do those, to handle those clients. So if you think you're getting Mark, you're not going to get Mark. So let me ask you, if you're considering working with Mark Spain's organization, have you met the real estate agent that you're going to be assigned to? What was your experience there? Do you have any reservations about working with an agent like that? See what I'm saying? So you're creating a little bit of doubt. You're creating a little bit of curiosity. You're listening, right? You're coming from contribution, or not coming. I'm sorry, that's not really the right word. You're seeking first to understand why they're interested in working with that organization. Make sense? Was that helpful, Kimberly? You're on mute.
Yeah, I was just, while you were talking, just looking up, reviews for Duffy, and there's quite a few unflattering ones. Could you just say, before you choose an office or a realtor, it's always helpful to read the reviews.
Yeah.
And if there's more than 3 things that say the same thing, where there's smoke, there's fire.
I would agree with that, but in turn, you want to make sure that you have appropriate reviews. So if they're
Well, they
saying,
wouldn't be looking at just me, they'd be looking at Keller Williams.
yeah, but I'm sure I could find 3 unflattering Keller Williams reviews online if I looked hard enough, right? So I don't think there's anything wrong with that statement. Say, hey, have you gotten a chance to look online for any reviews about that organization?
So, and
Just
Bill,
put that into their mind. Yeah, Candace, go ahead.
and we are going to have a class on doing your Google business page and getting reviews, because people do. I mean, when's the last time you shopped for anything and didn't shop for reviews? I don't buy anything without reviews now. And yes, I understand that sometimes there's going to be some negative reviews, but to Bill's point, I think the reason that Bill is able to say everything that he said is because his mindset is such that he doesn't think that Mark Spain or Rhonda Duffy are competition for him. And I think when we get that mindset that they're not our competition, we are totally different agents. We bring the best of the best of the best. And when you have that ingrained in you and you just are solid with that, then you go into a listing appointment, and those are just gnats on the wall. I mean, and for instance, and I'll just say this with Duffy, one of the things when people are like, well, I can get, Rhonda Duffy will do this for what, $500. And then I say to them, you know what? And if that's a good fit for you, then you should choose her. You should choose her agents. But what I'd like to also bring to your attention is that if this is your most important investment, and if you had some sort of issue with your heart, would you ever seek a discount heart surgeon? You wouldn't. This is your most important investment. What if having someone who is a full service broker and has experience negotiating can get you $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 more? Is that worth it?
That's right.
And then I lay it over to them, and it just causes them to be able to think about it in a little different way, because they're just thinking save money, save money, save money, and they're not thinking about the investment or the negotiation.
Yeah, you got one house, like you got one heart. I need heart surgery. Am I going to go looking for the cheapest heart surgeon? No. You're going to go fly to Minnesota and go to the Mayo Clinic because they're the best, and you're going to see what you can do to get the best, right? So, I mean, I do think Rhonda or Duffy and Mark are competition, so to speak. I mean, there are other realtors, but when I walk in and speak with a buyer or seller, if I choose to want to work with that client, there is no one that's going to work harder than me. Period. There's no one that's going to follow up as good as me. There's no one that's going to do as much research as me. There's no one that's going to protect that person as well as me. And therefore, I don't give a damn how many homes they've sold or what their systems are or what they charge. I'm going to look that prospect in the eye and make sure they know that they are not going to be taking any unnecessary risk with me. Right? I am fully capable of taking this thing to the closing table and protecting you like better than anyone I can think of. Does that make sense? Okay.
Great question.
Any questions on that? Any thoughts? James, it looks like you're reaching for the mute button. Never mind. Okay. I want to go through just a quick note before we move into the marketing piece today. Did anyone take some time to look at their LinkedIn profile yesterday and either edit the picture or edit the headline, or add some more detail to their summary or job history? Greta, you want to share?
Yeah, I changed my picture out to put my professional picture in because the one I had in was kind of dark and maybe not the image I wanted out there. And then I had already put that I was a realtor and everything with Keller Williams, but I added my specialty
Yeah.
to my tagline, and then reviewed kind of my contact details. I was missing a few. I didn't realize I was missing some contact information.
Perfect. Perfect. I think that's a great idea. I was watching a LinkedIn kind of tip profile thing video today. There is so much stuff out there, guys. If you were to go onto YouTube and just type in LinkedIn for beginners or LinkedIn tips or something like that, I mean, there's literally thousands of videos that you can watch. And they talked about keywords in your title. So I don't know if this is the one you're referring to, Greta, but like Greta, I don't think you mind me sharing this. You've been pretty public about it, but like you want to work with divorcees, right? So like you could put divorced in the headline, right? You could put CEO, you're the owner of your organization, right? Or the founder of your real estate team, right? You work with home buyers, home sellers, real estate investors, helping people build wealth, right? What are the keywords that people might be identifying to try to find people like yourself? You could also spend some time looking for real estate related like organizations, like investors clubs and particularly city councils and realtor membership groups and these kind of things, and ask to become a part of those organizations. And then you have access to a ton of other real estate agents from all over the country that have similar interests. And what would stop you from saying, hey, I see you're in St. Louis, how's the market there? Hey, I see you're in Cleveland, how's the market there? Anything I can do to help you? Right? Hey, by the way, I don't have a referral partner in Phoenix. Are you open to sharing to receiving new clients? Yeah. Okay, great. Do you have a referral partner in Atlanta? No. Great. Want to be referral partners? You see what I'm saying? No matter the farther you expand your reach, the more opportunities you're going to have. And by the way, the less calls you're going to have to make out to the world because they'll be coming into you. Candace, is there anything better than getting a come list me phone call?
No,
I
those
honestly
are the
can't think
best.
of a single thing better. Hey, Bill, you remember me? We met at an open house 17 years ago, and I'm thinking about selling. I appreciate the fact that you've reached out to me about 400 times, and I haven't returned a single phone call since we met in Buckhead 15 years ago. However, I got a house to sell. Will you help me? You still in the business? Oh my gosh, that's the best, isn't it, Candace?
Yes, and I just have to say, I hope you're still doing your text videos, because I just got another one of those calls from somebody who was like, oh my gosh, so good to see you. And I want to buy an investment property. She wants to buy an apartment complex for $825,000. So
That's amazing. I remember I got a call the other day from an old landlord of mine personally, and I moved into this place like right when the market was terrible, and and he wasn't charging me enough rent, just flat out. He was probably charging me about half of what he should have charged me. And he bought this place for like 40 grand in the early 80s as a bachelor or whatever, and he still owns it. And at the end of the lease, I told him I was moving out, and he says, well, can you help me find a new tenant? And I said, well, can I be honest with you for a second? I think you can probably get twice as much rent as you're charging me. He said, are you serious? I said, yeah. He says, okay, you're hired. Right? So now I'm going to sell the guy's house for him because he knew I was a real estate agent. Right? So it's this idea of continuing to build relationships with as many people as possible. Okay. And LinkedIn is a very good way to do that. Okay. Let's move on to marketing for a second. I want to make sure you guys understand a really, really important concept before we move into the fine details. Okay. So I'm going to encourage you to think of the business I'm going to draw a little etch-a-sketch diagram for you. Okay. So I'm going to draw a little bit of kind of organizational chart for you guys. Okay, see this? We got 3 circles. This is your job: lead generation, operations, and sales. Lead generation, operations, sales. Okay. In lead generation, think of this, these are the departments of your real estate business. Okay, we already established that you guys are the CEO of your organization, right? So we have to start thinking like a CEO and really understand the mechanics of how our business operates. So a portion of the business is going to be the lead generation segment, right? That is the people or the jobs in the lead generation department, or how do leads funnel into our group and into our organization, right? So that could be your inside sales, your outside sales, some of your sales and marketing, your Facebook ads, social media, all that kind of stuff. How do leads get into my organization? Operations is basically what happens after I get a contract to keep all the systems and strategy and deadlines met and all that kind of stuff. And then the sales department is the people who actually visit with the buyers and sellers, right? Well, not only do you guys have all those jobs if you are a solo agent, but you also have this job here, which is I'm also the CEO of the place. When we work in these arenas here, this is working in your business. Unfortunately, a lot of newer agents, they spend all their time here and they forget that they're the CEO of the organization here, and they don't spend all that much time doing planning and strategy and brainstorming and vision casting and all these things to make sure they're setting up the appropriate systems and they bring on the appropriate leverage to handle all the stuff at the bottom. Okay. I just got an email, by the way. I'm thinking about calling this woman and telling her what I think, but I got an email from this woman yesterday who said, I have a new job, or I have a new offering. Okay. What she will do is she will come and pick up your open house signs on Thursday, wherever you want them to be picked up, at your house or your office or whatever. She will put them all out with balloons at wherever you tell her to put them out, directionals and all that kind of stuff for the open house. Sunday morning, she'll come and refresh the balloons. Then she'll go and take out all of the signs after the open house, and Monday morning drop them off at your property. Do you guys know what she's charging per open house?
It was dirt cheap. I was shocked. I said, I'm going to remember you. I actually wrote her back and said, wow,
You
I'm
better
going
call
to put
her
you in my
today.
database.
I'm about to call her and
Yeah.
see if she wants a business coach, because
Yeah, it was $60.
Yeah, 60. Right.
It was 60.
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's nothing.
That's a $200 job minimum as far as
Right.
right. You better go get her right now, because I'm going to call her and offer her business by lunchtime.
Even if her price is 200, I still think it would be worth it.
I know. So you got to remember that we talk about, like, we got all those jobs. So when you're starting to do a job that feels like it's not really something a professional real estate agent should be doing, you should ask yourself, hey, is there anyone else that can do this for me? Right? Hey, what a pain in the ass to go and refresh balloons. Crying out loud. You see what I'm saying? So I say all this to say that when you're developing a marketing strategy, it is just a small portion of your full job description. Does that make sense? So I just wanted to bring this to your attention today. Okay. Now, in the Millionaire Real Estate Agent 2 book, they talk a little bit about this idea of having a business that is prospecting based and marketing enhanced. Many people come into this business and they think, oh, I need to do marketing, which is another way of I need to spend money, right? I need to buy mailers and stamps and, billboards and blog, sponsor this and that and spend a bunch of money. The problem with marketing, and it's effective, obviously, but the problem with marketing is once it leaves your hands, you have no control over it anymore, right? If they have an objection, you can't deal with that objection. Prospecting, you're going straight to the point. It's very active. You have control over how that goes. So when we talk about marketing, I want you to understand that this should not be the only way that you communicate with the public, okay? This should be like the sprinkles on top. The main goal of your business is every day to be lead generating, okay? And that is generally done through some form of prospecting, right? Calling your database, going to meet business owners, calling strangers, offering assistance, business vendors, all that kind of stuff. And the marketing piece is really meant to supplement it. Okay. So let me give you a couple of ideas. By the way, I posted something called the Memory Jogger in the announcements page today. I was speaking with an agent outside of our company yesterday, and I sent this to her because she is having a hard time growing her database, right? And so the Memory Jogger is about 8 pages of who's your hairdresser, who's your, insurance agent, who does your lawn or whatever, right? And it's all these people that if you think about these people that you're in relationship with, and quite frankly, you're supporting their business, right? Wouldn't it be, not unusual for them to try to support yours, right? So this is some ideas that you can use to grow your database. If you were to do this exercise, guarantee you're going to add 15, 30 people to your database at least. Okay, so take some time to do that. Okay, I want to pull up this document right here. It is called the I'll post it in the WhatsApp chat as well. The 36 touch is an idea that, according to Keller Williams research on all of our top producers, or really top producers throughout the real estate community, not only at Keller Williams, elsewhere too, we believe that if you speak to your database, if you touch your database 36 times per year, then you will get the mathematical equation that I've talked about, which is for every 16 people in your database, you should have 1 closing per year. Okay. Now, remember, if we say the average commission check is 10 grand, which is probably on the low side, to be honest, and every 16 people you have in your database, you get 1 deal. Every person you add to your database is worth $625 annually. Does that change the way you approach lead generation? It should. It should. Okay, so let me share this. Let me see if I can share my screen with you guys. Come on. Damn it.
While Bill's doing that, are any, oops, I'm getting, okay, here he goes.
Good, good.
I think somebody might have both a phone and a computer on, and that might be the reason for the feedback.
That was me. I'm trying to fix this